There always seems to be this value placed on being happy, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But making happiness the sole goal in life, that's something I've never really agreed with. Now, as someone who constantly falls in and out of personal discipline, this is something I deeply struggle with, and I believe many others do too. This constant alluring urge to prioritize our comfort, our happiness, above everything else. And we convince ourselves that this is the surefire path to peace. But in chasing it, I've forgotten one of the simplest lessons I learned earlier in my journey. And that is the importance of friction and where to place it. Now, think about the stories that we really love, like Berserk or maybe One Piece. Okay? We're drawn to them not because things go smoothly, but because the protagonists face real challenges. They're forced to adapt, to overcome. That's what makes the story worth following. Guts facing the eclipse, Luffy watching Ace die. These moments hit us and we feel their weight. But over time, we forget what made them so powerful. And instead we focus on the surface, the action, the cool moments. And that's when we start losing the deeper message. The value of friction in fiction. Now imagine this. Imagine a story where the main character only ever experiences what everyone else does. No unique struggle, no challenge, no growth. Or maybe every time something difficult happens, they just complain and do the same thing they've always done. Or worse, a story where nothing ever happens. Same routine every day, no tension, no purpose. That would be the most boring story of all. And yet for many of us, that's exactly how we end up living. Now, I'm not saying we need to live a life full of pain, trials, and endless struggle, but that's not the takeaway. There's something important to learn from these stories. We spend so much time trying to be content in the moment that we forget what it means to live a life worth remembering. But we forget about the sword on our back, the one we've wielded so many times throughout our lives, and slowly in moments of indulgence, comfort, and satisfaction, we start to let it rust. We convince ourselves we've earned rest, that we've made it, but the sword is still there. It's just heavier now. It's not a tool of power, but it's become a burden. We start dragging our feet, telling ourselves we carry the world on our shoulders, when really we're the ones that put that weight there in the first place. And look, this isn't about laziness. We're just masters at tricking ourselves. We'll say things like, this makes me feel good. This feels right. This makes me happy. But happiness and relaxation, as vital as they are, they're double-edged swords. They're essential, but they must be handled with care. When life isn't giving you challenges, sometimes you need to create them. We need to know when rest is truly earned, and when we're just running away from responsibility. We have to be diligent in thought, in spirit, and in body, accountable to ourselves and to others. And yeah, it's fucking hard. Even as I write this, all I can think about is how hard it is to get back in the fire. But remember, everything is relative. Someone's eclipse event might just be waking up earlier and cleaning the house. Or someone else is running every day for 70 days straight. Another person might crush that and say their challenge is doing 10,000 pull-ups in 24 hours. Different battles, but exactly the same war. Never judge someone else's level of difficulty. Their definition of struggle is their own. And here's a personal example from me. My biggest fear in life was always having a 9-to-5 job. To some, that's laughable. To me, at the time, that was my eclipse. We must challenge ourselves, grow, overcome. Don't make happiness the goal. Let it be the result, a natural byproduct of the journey. Because true peace is found through the struggle. Love you all. My Juiced.